What's up, good people? Mark Holmes here, and as always, I want to thank you all for watching, commenting, subscribing, and being part of the Joe Boo Sports Report. Without you guys, as well as you ladies, you know it don't work. It don't work without you, so I appreciate each and every one of you guys being here and being part of the show. You know what? We've got daylight savings time this weekend. The clocks will move spring back. We'll have more daylight. We will have more time to enjoy the outside. And right now, it's kind of warming up. It's supposed to get cold tomorrow night. It's supposed to get maybe some mixed snow and rain and everything else. But you can tell spring is not far away. I'm looking at the trees up here. They're beginning to get some buds and stuff on them. You know, in a couple more weeks, we'll start seeing the leaves on the trees. We'll get the days that are longer. It is great. In fact, we're just a little over a month and a half away from the draft. And you know, that means that OTAs are going to be starting out soon. So it's great. The offseason is just about over. And we're trying to figure out what kind of team are the Dallas Cowboys going to have. And this is kind of crazy to me, guys. This is kind of crazy. And I'm wondering if any of y'all feel the same way. But we have gone through an emotional roller coaster of conversations about the Dallas Cowboys. We've had debates and ugliness going on about Amari Cooper, D-Law. You know, the Cowboys got us all worked up about losing those guys and, you know, starting the debate on whether we should be keeping them, if we're better off without them, what Dak was with Amari, what Dak is without Amari, and so on. It's been craziness. And so then we hear earlier the week that the Cowboys were looking at saying, D-Law, can you take a pay cut? In which case he said, hell no, I can't take a pay cut. And you figured, or we assumed that meant that he's going to be gone. Now, Ed Werder, and again, things are always subject to change, basically says D-Law is not going anywhere. And we have to have a decision on these things somewhere before the 21st because the contract will be fully guaranteed. Now, we went through this last year with Jalen Smith, as well as Zeke Elliott, because we went up to the trade deadline. Could those two guys be cut before their contract was guaranteed? They didn't cut either of them at that point, but they did end up cutting Jalen Smith, of course, during the season, in which case they still paid him his full salary. So nothing is guaranteed when it comes to football, even when you have a contract. All right, so back to the original conversation here. Amari Cooper. We have been going through all kinds of changes on Amari Cooper. We've had some of the talking heads literally denigrate Amari Cooper. You've seen films and videos out there that say that Amari Cooper gives up on plays and the Cowboys are upset because of the COVID issue and things. We've had people literally say they would be shocked if Amari Cooper were to come back for the Cowboys. Then, of course, we have the other people on the side of the fence that have been saying, you know, the Cowboys, without Amari Cooper, you know, when he came in, he literally saved the season. And that's true. And I can go through the numbers on that and tell you that it's true. Amari Cooper came through here, changed the season because the guys that were here weren't game changers. They weren't. We had Dalton Schultz as and I'm sorry, not Dalton Schultz. Damn, I can't remember his name. I'll have to go back through it. But trust me, when you look at the list of players that we had Michael Gallup, who didn't start every game to begin with as a rookie. We had Cole Beasley. Bryce Butler was another one that we had here. And I think Allen Hurns. Not exactly the cream of the crop of wide receivers that you look at and say, yeah, these guys are great. In fact, I think almost all of them are gone from the NFL with the exception of Cole Beasley. So, yes, you can say Amari Cooper, but they make it sound like Amari Cooper that he's the only guy that can catch balls from Dak Prescott. And if you lose him, of course, you know, then the world ends. I'm not going to say that we're better off without Amari Cooper, but I'm not going to say that if you don't replace Amari Cooper with somebody else, that somebody else doesn't have those numbers. Because you could look at Randall Cobb, who came to Dallas after having about 5 down years with Aaron Rodgers, the bad man, ends up having better numbers yardage-wise than he had with Aaron Rodgers ever in his career. And had it not been for 3 crazy penalties, he would have had 8 touchdown receptions. So there's that. But the Cowboys, I'm trying to understand, is there actually a plan here for the season? If you're saying before that we didn't have money to pay guys, including the punter, and that you've got Amari Cooper that you got to get rid of because, he's not he's giving up on plays and his attitude, and he's this, that, and the other, and he costs too much. Now you're trying to work it out and keep him in here. Which is it? Before you said we can't keep him. Now you're saying you can. You told us we can't afford a punter. We can't afford Cedric Wilson. So which is it? If you had a plan that didn't include Amari Cooper, okay, fine. We'll hear out the plan and see what it is. Now you're going back to original plan? So are you really just saying that you don't have a plan and you're just grabbing at straws? You're just grabbing at anything, or you're just throwing shit on the wall and seeing what sticks. Because that's what it feels like, that there's no plan here. If you say we're going to keep D-Law, even though we asked him to take a pay cut, which he refused, you still have the problem of him being a $27 million cap hit, unless you're planning on restructuring him. And so we've heard that Michael Gallup is coming back and that the deal is close. I don't have a problem with that if you're having Amari Cooper here, because my biggest worry about Michael Gallup is he going to be ready week 1? And the Cowboys will have a premier matchup week 1. And if he's not there and it's just CD and you can't keep Cedric Wilson, then who's catching the footballs? You follow what I'm saying? I don't care what the plan is, but if you're going to say we're going to keep Amari and we're going to keep D-Law, then you need to go ahead and say we're going all in and we're going to go ahead and restructure them, kick the money down the road because the salary cap will blow up, and we'll get the players we need to try and succeed. But if you're just going to go half-ass and say, well, we're going to keep those 2 guys and don't follow it up with getting other talent, you're not going to win the Super Bowl, and we're going to be dealing with the same issue next year. We'll be here again saying, well, we got this high-priced talent, and we didn't win the Super Bowl. And then you cut them then. And, of course, we're still wasting another season. And if Marilyn Love passing away last night doesn't remind you, Jerry and Steven, that life is precious and that time is short, I don't know what will. So there's no better time than the present to fix your shit. And I must try and do better. Mom and Dad, I apologize for cussing. My dad sent me an email yesterday and said, son, me and your mother love watching your show, but you cuss too much. And that ain't right. So I'm going to try and do better. My dad, still, at 82 years old, has influence over me. All right, hope y'all having a great day. You see, they're still swimming. They're getting close to. They're getting close to ready. They're ready. I'm ready. You ready? I'm ready. All right, peace.